pain? Try YouTube. Hey everybody, what's going on? Today we are going to be talking about a movie I have loved for a long time. A movie that I watched in the theaters, not knowing anything about it, just knowing who was in it. Today we are going to be talking about 1992 Sneakers. Now, here is your cast for this movie. Robert Redford, Dan Aykroyd, Ben Kingsley, Mary McDonnell, River Phoenix, Sidney Poitier, and David Strahan. Look, this movie, if you want nothing spoiled, which really this is one that if you know nothing going into it, like I did years and years ago, it's way better. If you can get your hands on it, which I don't think it's on any streaming service except maybe to rent. I own it, so I didn't have to go looking for it. If you know nothing about it, watch it. It's really good, and you should definitely see it. It is definitely a timepiece. I would be interested to see what this movie would look like today, but there's a lot of stuff in this that technology would ruin. There's a lot of movies, good movies out there that technology would ruin, and this one would be one of them. What you have is Robert Redford. We see at the beginning him and a friend years ago were using a computer to make certain people donate to other people. They were definitely committing some federal crimes. They both get hungry, so Robert Redford's character goes get something to eat, and as he's in the van, which won't start, the police come and the feds come. They arrest his friend and he gets away. We jump to years later, and him and his friends are going to rob a bank. At least that's what you think. Anyway, they rob the bank using all this sophisticated things, right? They're all, they have all sorts of different things they're doing to get in, but then they go and turn the money back into the bank, and it's like, here's where your security sucks. So basically what their group does is they break into places and then tell the places, how easy it is to get into their places. Anyway, so then all of a sudden, Robert Redford's character is approached by two feds claiming to be from the NSA. And they tell him about this little black box. And what this little black box is it can, theoretically, it can break any code, any encryption. So they want him to find it and get it for them. So him and his team, that's their mission, is they're going to go find this. But this leads into some twists and turns of people aren't who they say they are. Some people can and cannot be trusted. Too many secrets, as they say. But anyway, okay. I don't really want to spoil this one, even though there might be some spoilers in this review. But with the cast that you have in this movie alone, the cast should sell this one to you. I love every character in this movie. I am a big fan of character-driven movies, and this one is definitely character-driven. Every character has their quirk or their story. Robert Redford is kind of the straight man. Dan Aykroyd's character is the conspiracy theorist. Sidney Poitier's character is the former CIA op, and we don't know why he was forced out of the CIA. River Phoenix is the young, let's just say he's looking for the right one. He's very, he needs a girl, really bad. That's just the way he acts. Like, he's very nervous, but great character. David Strahan's character is Whistler. He's the blind guy, so he's always good at picking out sounds and everything. And he has some of the best scenes of the entire movie. So you just have this group of guys that I love character or character groups in movies that all have way different personalities because of the way they play off of each other. Um, this movie, it's got a little bit of everything. It's hilarious when it needs to be hilarious. It's got intrigue. It gets serious when it needs to get serious. The intrigue is great because you never know who to trust. You think some scenes are going to play out one way. They might play out other. They might play out other ways, and you just never really know where it's going to go. Now, nowadays you might be able to figure out some of it, but back then, whenever I was young, 90, 92, is a long time ago. You would, back then I wouldn't have been thinking about movies the way I thought about them today. And just the way this movie, all the twists and turns and everything, and even if you do see the twists and turns coming, it's still a very entertaining film. The story is very entertaining. It's interesting. I loved seeing every which way this movie, would twist and turn. And just having these great characters really helped. Having these great actors behind these great characters helped. And where the story leads, I was just a big fan of, because you have these characters and they all have an end goal, and they all get their end goal. And I just loved it because, and granted, some of their end goals are clear up my record. Some of them are, I want to Winnebago, so and then my favorite, and this is something I still use this day, and people are like, why do you say that? It's like, I love this movie. There's a character that wants peace on earth, goodwill toward men and women, as he says. And he gets that in some way, shape, or form. So I really love that these characters have their motivations and they get them. The villain of the movie, while a bit predictable, you still love the character because of who he's played by. There's also, you might catch a cameo, the in-movie cameo. You might catch it halfway through the movie. But then again, back then I really didn't think about it. And then when that person shows up, it's like, hey, cool, it's so-and-so. Just don't go digging into the IMDb, because that'll ruin it for you. But there is a cameo at the end of the movie that, again, you might catch it halfway through, but not catching it's even more fun when they show up. But anyway, there's not a lot more I want to say about this one. Again, this is a time period piece, so just like a movie like, say, The Usual Suspects, where nowadays a quick email or a text message would ruin the entire plot. It's like, oh, do we need to wait for the sketch? We can just take a picture. Movies like that would be ruined by technology. So would this one. But really, I dig the message of this movie. Now, granted, those of the more right-wing persuasion might not enjoy who gets a lot of the jokes thrown at them, because with Robert Redford as your lead, you're definitely going to get some more left. It's going to lean more to the left when it comes to who they're throwing jokes at, because it's just the way it is. But really, even if you put that stuff out of there, if you took that stuff out, this would still be a fantastic movie, and I do highly recommend it. It's just one of those movies that's got such a great cast with such great characters. The plot's interesting. It's really funny at times, and at times it's very serious. But yeah, I really, really dig this movie. I've owned it for a long time. I love digging it out every now and then, and it's just a lot of fun for me, and I do highly recommend Sneakers. See you later.